What's up guys, Stark here. Today we're going to be doing another character spotlight video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Jeanne d'Arc, or Joan of Arc. I know my pronunciation is very sketchy and very terrible, but that's just the way I pronounce it, so I do apologize. But anyway, she is a very good character in my opinion, especially with, the game being in its early stages, and she is basically going to be a tank. And she's a very good one at that. So right now I'm just going to throw up the pictures for her ascension levels. And she does have some very good artwork. Unlike Gilgamesh in the previous video, I do prefer her 4-star artwork the most. I do really enjoy that one. As for her stats, she's going to have a little bit less attack than Gilgamesh, which makes sense. She's going to max out at 9,593 attack. But her HP is going to be significantly higher at 16,500. And that's just a tremendous amount of HP. Not to mention that she is a ruler class, which means she's going to take 50% damage from all of the original classes except for Berserker. But she does only deal normal damage to all classes. So it's kind of a trade-off, but you're not going to do damage with her. You just want her for her tank ability and her high defense, which she has tons of. So for her skills, she's going to have the Revelation A skill, which is going to gain critical stars each turn. And then her second skill is going to be True Name Revelation B, which will greatly decrease the Noble Phantasm power of servant enemies for 1 turn. Which is pretty good, because you see they have that marker for their Noble Phantasm. You have no other options, you do that, and you're going to, basically have a defensive buff to protect yourself against that damage. And then her final skill is going to be the Divine Judgment A skill, which has a chance of stunning an enemy servant for 1 turn. So right there, she's got high defensive abilities, and she has the potential to stun, which is always very nice in the game. So that's a pretty good, solid defensive support skill set that she has, and that's mainly her use, but she really excels at it, especially at this stage in the game. So moving on here to her Ascension materials. Now the one thing about most of the characters in the game at the moment is you can't actually max ascend these characters because like their 3rd and their 4th ascension, they need materials that aren't in the game yet, and we have to wait for further story missions to come out. But this character is different. She has, since she's a ruler class, she just needs evolution materials from all the other classes, and in her case all she needs are just the statue pieces and the monuments of each of the different classes in order to ascend her to her maximum level. So she's very easy to max out, and she's very good when she's maxed out. So if you have her, I would definitely focus on leveling her up as quickly as possible, because honestly you probably can't level up too many of your other characters that you have at the moment. So she's definitely a good first choice to go for. And her skill enhancement materials work similar fashion. She just needs various different pieces from different classes in order to level up all of her skills to the maximum level. And that's like the best part about her, really, in my opinion. She doesn't need anything like over the top. You don't have to do anything too crazy to get her materials. You just need to get them from different classes. So it might take a couple days waiting for each of the specific missions to come out, but they are generally very easy to get and very easy to max out. You will just need a lot of money in order to max out all of her skills to the final levels. But I think it's worth it. So moving on here to her craft essence. Again, you get the craft essence by maxing out their bond level to level 10, and then you receive a craft essence exclusive to that character. And in this one, she is going to, when equipped to her obviously, she's going to increase Buster Card effectiveness of all allies by 15% while on the field. That's a pretty good buff, but honestly, I mean, I know it has its uses, but I do feel like there would be better cards for her. Because honestly, like, I'm going to get down to this in a little bit, but most of her cards are for arts, and, I feel like you could have a better craft essence, maybe to increase her Noble Phantasm up at the start of the fight, so you have her Noble Phantasm ready to go. But I could certainly see where this could come in handy if you're using her as a support for a Buster team. So it's definitely, a good one. I wouldn't go out of my way to like specifically grind out to get this, unlike other characters like Berserker. I'm going to talk about that in a future video when I talk about him, but he has a craft essence that you must get as soon as possible, because that just makes him so broken. But I'll save that for his video, and I'll move on here to her Noble Phantasm and command cards. For her command cards, I said it before, she has 3 arts cards, 1 buster, and 1 quick. So if you want to go ahead and use the combos, you can really throw her into a arts team and get the maximum effectiveness to keep charging her Noble Phantasm up and, you know, get that increase in heal and all that stuff. But what her Noble Phantasm actually does is she's going to grant invincible to all allies for 1 turn. So you're not going to take any damage from any attacks. This is a really good counter if the enemy has a Noble Phantasm ready. You can use yours, and then any damage they do to you will just be negated, which is really nice, and that really builds into her tank build. She also will increase the defense of all allies for 3 turns and restore HP at the end of each turn for all allies for 2 turns. So there you go, it's going to just increase your defense, and this is why she's a tank. Like, her Noble Phantasm is just ridiculously defensive and supportive, but the problem is she will stun herself for 2 turns. It's only really 1 attack. When you use it the first turn, it counts as 1 turn of stun. So you're going to miss 1 set of attacks with her, but, you know, sometimes it's worth it if you really need that heal. However, if you complete her interlude quests, it's going to buff her Noble Phantasm, and it's going to actually remove the stun from that, and it's going to replace it with remove debuffs from all allies. So if you can go ahead and complete her interlude quest, and I believe you unlock this by getting her bond level to 4, it's either 4 or 5, you could do her interlude quest, and then you get rid of that nasty stun, and then that just makes her so much more overpowered, and you have no complaints with this at all. You could just keep reusing and recycling her Noble Phantasm whenever you want. Obviously, you have to, you know, charge it, but if you're using her on an arts team, that's going to happen all the time. So it's really nice to just, if you can get that interlude quest done as soon as possible, go ahead and do that, and your character will be that much better. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this character spotlight. I do want this character very much, but I don't have it. Obviously, I don't have too many 5-star characters at this point in the game, but I have a lot of friends that use her, so I could just grab her when I go on a quest, and I feel pretty safe beating it because her Noble Phantasm is very good. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing the character spotlight on Vlad. Let me know in the comments who you guys want me to do after him. I want to stick to all the 5 stars first before I go to the 4 stars, so that pretty much only leaves a couple choices: Waver, Saber, and Altera. But let me know in the comments who you guys want me to do, and then I'll do that after Vlad. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it a little bit helpful, and I will see you guys next time.